Hello? Hi. It's so nice to meet you. It's so nice to meet you. I can't believe I'm really here in this library. Wow. And I'm really here with you. I've traveled across 6 countries to make it here. I heard that you were perpetually hiring and well, I just thought it sounded like the perfect job for me, the perfect place for me, really. As is customary, I brought some books for the library in case maybe you didn't have any of these books before. But I'd love to hear about the hiring process that you have, and I'd really love to work here if you'll have me. I have a particular interest in the acquisition of rare books, but I'm also proficient in the organization of books and human-to-human interaction with the patrons of this establishment. I would help them find anything that they'd be interested in, and, not to toot my own horn too much, but I think I'm quite good at giving people just the book that they need, even if they don't yet know that they need it. Please, if you have any positions available in the background, in the foreground, in the gray areas in between, or in the underground, please consider me. I'm completely obsessed with libraries and being a librarian, and I've heard so many stories about this establishment. It truly is a historic place, and there's so many rumors about what goes on here in the underground. And, well, if you have any positions open in the order, I'm of course very interested in participating in whatever way I can. Would you consider me as someone to hire at this library? I can't imagine using my life of obsession for anything other than leafing through beautiful tomes. I could maybe be semi-obsessed with a person if I really thought that they were compatible with me, but that would require a shared love of cats, which is hard to find in this century. Can I show you the books that I'd like to donate to the library? Please, they're some of my favorites, and I have an inkling that one of these books might be the perfect book for you. But I think I need to tell you why in order for you to choose it. First book that I have is the I Ching. You might know it as the Book of Changes. The Book of Changes. The Book of Changes. This book has a lot to say about personal development and where to go when life gets confusing, or when death becomes all too clear. I quite like the page edges of this book and the way that it's bound together. A true artist's touch, I think. And then the next book that I have is the Ramayana. The Ramayana, which is, of course, the tale of Rama, the magical tale of Rama, and how he came into power, how he fell in love, and out of love, about the magic he possessed, and that we might all possess. This is a particularly resonant translation for me, but I think anyone with a progressive mind and contemporary vocabulary would enjoy this particular translation. This particular translation. And then the last book that I have here is my favorite. This is the Arabian Nights, translated by Hussein Hadawi. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it is an excellent translation of the Arabian Nights. This is the story of Scheherazade, or as she's sometimes called, Shahrazad, and her king Shahryar, and how she weaves him intricate tales in order to avoid death. And her and Shahryar eventually fall in love. The king decides not to kill her, and her stories live on forever. I love the stories in this book because they're so unique compared to the ones that we hear on this continent. Of course, the stories of the Ramayana and the advice in the I Ching is very unique as well. But the Arabian Nights feels like a series of very consumable folk tales, culturally distinct, but easily consumable. And if you take this donation to the library, I'd also ask that you take me into employment at the library, because I've searched for so long and for so far to find the perfect library for me. And, well, yes, I do have more than just these books and my willingness to work to contribute. I also have put my mind to the task of developing my own organization protocol for books and any other artifacts that might be preserved in the library. I actually believe in organizing by both genre and publication company as opposed to author, and then under genre and publication company, I think it should be by the date published. This might confuse some of the patrons of the library at first, but personally, I think it makes for a much more interesting walkthrough of a library to see things organized that way, because you can see over time how the ideologies and various perspectives of publication groups have changed and evolved, and I think that it could be a really interesting experience for patrons to see books and knowledge as something that has changed over time rather than just something that we have kind of perpetual access to. You think that sounds like a cool idea? I'm so flattered. Thank you so much. Thank you. When I tell you I've been obsessed with this for my whole life, I mean it, and I've lived for quite a long time, as I imagine many people at this library have, even though I hear that you have a fairly quick turnaround process for employment here. Trust me, I understand when I say that. I know all that means is that some people are up for the task of library work and others just aren't cut out for it. And the ones who are cut out for it, we will stay, we will stick, and we will be loyal to this establishment, to these bricks and this mortar and this soil and this order. for eternity. I mean that. If you hire me, I will not give up on this place. And if you want the serious answer as to why I would be a good pick for this order and for employment here, it's that I think I can do the job better than you one day. And everyone deserves to be replaced by someone worthy, I think. I'm worthy. I'm telling you that. I am a worthy replacement. And if you want to go take a long nap in the dungeons, I am up to the task of running this library like a tight ship, and I believe that I can take it from these gloomy, dark ages that we're in into the future. I think we can fill this library with tomes and texts that the entire world can benefit from. And I think that with my organization protocol, we can help people experience knowledge and fantasy and religion in a completely new light. I think I am the future. And I think you, well, you deserve to be the past, if you want to be. And until you decide to depart the surface, I would gladly be your apprentice. Gladly, joyously. I would be obsessed with being your apprentice. I want to know everything that you're willing to teach me from top to bottom. That way, when I implement my organization protocol, it can be even more of a fluid transition. I think I'm the perfect employee, truly, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that somewhat bold statement of mine into a reality. All I want to do is share knowledge with the world for eternity. Please, please, please let me work here. If you need any proof of my dedication, this is my journal, and it has a tale spanning decades of me searching for an establishment like this to call my home. I'd love to read some pages of it to you sometime. I'm sure you have a similar tale yourself, as someone who's worked here for so long. I know that you are equally dedicated, equally obsessed. How long has it been since someone has shared your passion? How long has it been since you've been at this desk, working alone, hoping that someone comes along who is a worthy replacement, a worthy apprentice? I want to be that person for you. I want to be that person for you, who can cherish you, all for the sake of letting you go, so that I can keep cherishing your dream when it's time. I have the same dream as you do, but you deserve to sleep, and I promise I will live it out. I will live it out. I will live out your dream. Please hire me.